Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Boxing Disciple 17 here with just giving you the best boxing information that I can give you. Okay, so we're 2 weeks away from what I consider the greatest boxing card that we've seen in a while. We're looking at the greatest of all time, in my opinion and others, Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's going to put it all on the line against Canelo Alvarez, a young, hungry lion coming up. That's going to be a barn burner, a great fight. I dropped that video, my prediction video on that last week. You guys want to check it out? Tell me what you guys think. I already have a few comments, already have some debates going on. So yeah, hit me up on that, and I'll hit you guys right back up. But for this one, we're going to go into the undercard, which I think is one of the best undercards. What really makes this card is the co-main event, the undercard fight, if you may. Another championship fight between undefeated Danny Garcia and, in my opinion, undefeated Lucas Matthysse. Yes, he has 2 losses. Devin Alexander and Zab Judah beat him, but a lot of people have that fight going to Lucas. A lot of people had him winning those 2 fights, and I had him winning both those fights as well. And just like Floyd Mayweather Jr. said, Cotto was undefeated when we faced him for the reasons, that he says he lost to Pacquiao and Margarito. I have the same reasons. I say Lucas is an undefeated fighter. So you have 2 undefeated greats going at it, both in their prime, the toughest 140-pounder fighters that there are, and we'll see who's the best at the end of the night. The reason this video is coming after the main event video for me is because this was the toughest fight for me to call. I've watched other YouTube boxing channels. I've seen comments. I've really been going back and forth. It's been tough for me because I've watched video on both guys. I've studied both guys, and that's why it took me a little longer to come up with the video, the prediction video of who I think is going to win this fight. And I break it down to a couple different categories. I'm going to break it down to defense. I'm going to break it down to power. We're going to break it down to game plan. We're going to break it down to those 3 things. I might throw in a couple other points that a lot of people have made. Kind of break down how I think this fight's going to go, and at the end tell you who I think is going to win and who will win, who you guys should bet on. So right when this fight was made, my first kind of idea, my first thought was, okay, Danny Garcia is going to get this. But as I kept thinking about it, and as I kept looking at video, and I kept, going through a lot of things, it wasn't so easy for me to pick Danny anymore. And the reason I say that is because I think Danny Garcia is a flat-footed fighter. I think he doesn't show the patience that Matthysse has in his fights. He likes to get in there and scrap. He likes to get in there and fight. He's not he's not a boxer. He's more a puncher. Yes, he's a counter puncher. He will hit you, he will counter you, and that's how, his beautiful left hook has dropped some guys. Amir Khan, dropped, did you see the Morales knockout? That was insane. He dropped Zab Judah once. That fight went the distance, but he did drop him. So I'm looking at it, and I'm going, will he have the ability to drop Lucas Matthysse? Is that going to happen? I say not. Lucas has a great chin, in my opinion. He is not a flat-footed fighter. He will be able to neutralize what Danny's going to do in the fight. My opinion of what Danny should do as far as game plan goes is he needs to box to win. We see how Lucas had before problems with boxers, slick boxers. We're looking, Devin Alexander gave him problems, and then Zab Judah gave him problems. Those are slick boxers that won with their jab. They put everything behind the jab, and the jab was the main focal point of both those fights. I think Danny will not use the jab enough in this. He will not be working the jab, which I think is what he needs to do. He will rely more on other punches. He will try to get that great left hook in, and I don't think he'll be able to. Lucas has very underrated defense. He has great head movement and very good defense. A lot of people don't see that in his fights. Sometimes they end too fast for you to see it, but it's there. He knows, he's been there with the best, and he really has. He has a better, resume than Danny Garcia has. Danny Garcia in the Amir Khan fight was losing those first 2 rounds. Amir pretty much had it wrapped up if Amir kept boxing. Okay, he got overzealous, and instead of being patient, he ran in the 3rd round. He tried to get in there with him, which Danny loves in fighting. He will not use his jab. He will not use reach. He loves to fight you mano a mano in the middle of the ring in fighting. That's what he loves to do, clinch and get in there. Some people will call it dirty boxing or what have you, but he loves to get in there with fighters. Amir Khan should not have done that. I don't know why he did that. He had the fight. He would have won the fight, in my opinion. Easy, unanimous decision had he boxed him. Had he kept doing what he was doing, and had he not gotten overzealous, impatient, and sloppy. And Danny caught him with that beautiful shot. If we all saw the left hook hit the neck, and it dropped Amir Khan. Amir, crazy, angry like he always is, jumped in there, trying to win the battle, and got caught. Got caught with a great shot, got dropped. So I see Lucas better head movement, better defense. I see him being patient. I see him using, his reach with the jab. I see him finding his shots throughout this fight. Kind of what he did with Lamont Peterson. He wasn't in a hurry. He let the fight come to him, and then when Peterson was discouraged and Peterson thought, I can rumble with this guy. Who is this guy? This guy's not that tough. He's not the machine. I can fight with him. I can box with him. I can get in there and fight. I don't, he got into fights mode. He wanted to see what Lucas had, and boom. Lucas dropped him with the sweetest of punches and won a 3rd-round knockout. I think Danny kind of will, the same thing's going to happen to Danny. I think in the beginning of the fight, since it takes him a long time to get in, he's a cold fighter. He doesn't come to the ring kind of, ready and at the first round, boom. He's a colder fighter. It takes him a couple rounds to warm up. So I think the couple rounds it takes him to warm up, I think the inability for him to be patient. He does have a nice little D, and he does counterpunch, but against a guy like Lucas, you shouldn't be looking for the counterpunch, because the punch you want to counter could put you on the mat, and you could be out of there. So I think, the first couple rounds are going to go in the fight. I think Lucas will be tagging him up. I think he'll be hitting him. Danny's going to hit him too, and Danny's going to go, okay, enough boxing this guy. I can really get to him. He's not the machine. He's not what they say he is. I'm the strong, young, hungry champ. I'm the guy who's undefeated. He's going to get this false confidence from what's happening. He's going to go, he's never been in the ring with a guy like me. We're going to see in the mid-rounds, maybe he gets a little overzealous, and he starts doing some infighting with Lucas. He starts going, let's see what you got. He tries to counter him. He tries to hit him with that left hook. And the next thing you know, Lucas is patient. We're looking at a knockdown punch in the 3rd or 4th round. Danny's like, this is ridiculous. He realizes he's in the 6th round. He's down points. He knows he could beat this guy. He knows he can take it out of him. And at the same time, he's getting kind of tired. He's getting tired. His shots are missing. His left hook hasn't hit. He's not getting the best out of the exchanges with the infighting. He's been dropped already. So what does he do? He gets a little panicky. And he jumps in there with all his might, all his aggression, and he goes in for some more, kind of just throwing a bunch of punches, kind of like who's tougher right now. And I think he gets dropped again, or he gets hit with a real hard punch from Matthysse. Matthysse is very good at cutting the ring off forcing Danny maybe back to the ropes, and I think he drops some bombs on him, and he's either going to drop him or he's going to get him real woozy. And then I think this will be, what's going to happen in the fight for the next few rounds, and I really think he gets him out of there with a 7th or an 8th round TKO. Danny, tough guy. I think he's going to stay in there. I think he'll get dropped. He'll keep coming back up, but I think we're looking at a TKO in the 8th round from Lucas Matthysse. I think just overall, too good of a fighter. He's the machine. I think he's ready for this. He's in his prime. He's studied Danny. Danny's young. He's going to have the adrenaline behind him. He's going to be too overconfident. He's not going to respect Matthyse's power in the middle of the fight, middle rounds. And you'll see that that's the wrong sign. He will not box Matthysse like he should. He's kind of going to do what, Lamont Peterson did, where Lamont's like, I can fight this guy. And Danny's definitely going to think he can fight the guy. He's going to go in there and make mistakes. We've seen him make mistakes before. Just he didn't find him to be tough enough to make him pay. He just didn't. Morales wasn't going to make him pay. And Amir Khan was busting him up the first 2 rounds, but he doesn't have KO power. Amir Khan has KO power. He beats Danny. Danny's not here. Danny's not at this point right now if Amir Khan knocks him out. We see how tired Danny gets, how he's not, the stamina, the lungs aren't always there. He tired himself out against Zab Judah. What happened? We saw him lose the last 3 rounds, to Zab Judah, an aging fighter who I think doesn't have it anymore. Zab kind of figured him out, knew what he was doing, won the last 3 rounds easy on all 3 judges' scorecards, actually. And I think that happens in this fight. I think by the time Danny warms up, his impatient fighting skill, his, just, he hasn't been there. And I think Matthysse has been there. He's going to know to cut the ring off. He's going to know what angles to hit Danny in. Danny's not going to be able to counterpunch. Danny won't be able to really hurt him. That's going to get him upset. It's going to get him, chasing the fight, chasing points, especially with him being dropped. He'll get dropped. He'll get dropped in the 3rd or 4th, and then he's going to come out and he's going to be like, damn, I'm down points. I need this. I need this round. How am I going to get this round? Not by boxing him, by fighting him. I'm going to need to try to knock him down, and that's going to be what kills him. His offense is going to kill him. The way he fights, trying to get the knockdown, trying to come back hard, it's going to kill him. And I think Lucas gets an 8th round TKO, in my opinion. The Machine will win this fight. And then I kind of see a matchup with Floyd Mayweather Jr. soon. I think he's due. If he beats Danny, and I know he will, he's due. So, comment on this video. Give me options. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. Where's your money going to be on this fight? Thanks a lot, guys. That's it for me, and I'm coming with another video soon.